Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have You Know Game. I'm John Hunter, and today I'm going to be discussing the latest Kickstarter from Game Toppers. It's called Game Toppers 4.0, The Young Sherlock, and more. Now, this project started a few days ago and had a funding goal of $25,000. They reached that in the first day, and after only a few days, they're already over $117,000 in funding and over 400 backers. Now, this project will last a total of 35 days and is going to end on Sunday, November 28th. So you have plenty of time to jump in on this one if you find any items that you think are going to be great to add to your gaming room. So one of the things I want to give you a little bit of background, I backed the last Kickstarter, their 3.5 Kickstarter, and picked up the Reichenbach Falls package. This came with their largest table, known as the Mycroft, which is 4 feet across and 6 feet in length. And the Kickstarter threw in a whole bunch of accessories. So I got a couple mats, cup holders, dice towers, the bags for transporting all of these items. So it was a really great deal, and I'll get into that a little bit more later on. But one of the things that I've done with this Kickstarter is tried to take a look at how it's comparing to the last Kickstarter. And the biggest surprise that I found, to my delight, is how much of the products being offered in this Kickstarter are not only at the same price, but some of them are even less expensive than they were last time. That's phenomenal. In this time of high inflation, for prices to actually come down, that's mind-blowing. So if you're someone who's been looking for a gaming table solution, I really recommend that you check this out because the deal is phenomenal. Like I said, in the 3.5, the last Kickstarter, that only lasted 18 days, and they raised $292,000. It was very successful. There was only one final stretch goal that we didn't meet, and that was to get a really nice game tote bag. But on this one, we seem to be tracking at least as well as that, and maybe more. It certainly has the aptitude to have even more funding at the end, if for no other reason than the fact that it's going to last several more days than the last Kickstarter, the 3.5. But one of the things I did was an analysis using the website of KickTrack. Let me blow this up a little bit. You're not going to be able to read a whole lot, but one of the things that I noticed, obviously, the first few days of both of these campaigns, they get a big rush of funding, particularly in the first day. But in the first 3 days, the 3.5 Kickstarter, it raised $110,000 and had 339 backers. Whereas in 4.0, in the first 3 days, they raised $112,000 and we're at 386 backers, which puts us slightly ahead of the latest Kickstarter. So the potential is definitely there that this could get to be a really huge Kickstarter. And one of the things I will say is this Kickstarter is exciting because it seems like in the last couple years, Kickstarters just aren't what they used to be. The stretch goals are generally fake. They're basically products that they're going to include in the game anyhow. They're really nominal stretch goals. But the items here, you're looking at some opportunities to get some good bundle packages at a really good price if we get the funding up high enough. And I really do think that we're going to get there. I just want to make a couple comments about the company. It's a family-owned company, as much as I understand. It's run by a guy named Berkey and his son Josiah. I've been following them for the last couple of years, and I will tell you that these guys are first and foremost gamers. In particular, when I look at the pricing on this Kickstarter, it really leaves me with the impression that these guys aren't out looking to just get as much money as they can. I think they're just trying to make a little money to make a living. But for the most part, they're really trying their best to keep the prices down and, man, even reduce them in some cases, so that their product can get out there and the rest of the gaming world can enjoy a really, really good game table system. Now, one thing I should say that I failed to mention at the beginning, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm receiving no compensation from Game Toppers or any of the people associated with it. I haven't received any free product or anything. This is just someone who bought the product and really wants to share his experience with you all so that you can make a good judgment about getting this product. The other thing I want to say about Berkey and Josiah is that they are very attentive, at least in my experience. Maybe somebody else had an issue, but they seem to be very responsive during the last Kickstarter. They seem to make themselves available as much as possible in between the Kickstarter and before the product is delivered. So they just seem like genuine guys who are trying to run an honest business and make people happy in getting their products. So talking about delivery, this project, the 4.0, for the most part, delivery of the product is estimated to be April of 2024, but you want to note that's for US and Canada. It's going to be May or June of 2024 if you're in the UK or the European Union. Now, the 3.5 Kickstarter, that, if I'm not mistaken, started in July of 2022, and I received my table and all my product in August of, I'm sorry, let me back up. The 3.5 was estimated to be delivered in July of 2022. And I received my table and all the accessories in August the 17th, 2022. So a month late. That's, as you know, if you've done any sort of funding for Kickstarter projects or the like, that's actually very, very good, especially when you consider all the products that they're trying to manage and get shipped out. So I was really impressed with that. Now, one thing you also want to note is that there are some items in this Kickstarter that will ship as early as January of 2024. First is the Scotland Yard and the Baker Street table packages. Let's see if I have a picture up of that. As you can see here, these two packages, it's an early bird special, and I'll double check here in a second because when I took these pictures earlier in the day, you can see there's a limited quantity. So I'm sure it's probably a few less than that right now. But these packages have an estimated delivery of January of 2024. That's only a few months away. So if you're really looking for a solution now, this might work very well for you. Let's see if I'm going to scroll down here to... Okay, so there's still 17 left for the Scotland Yard. And... let's see if I... Okay, good. And so the Baker Street package also has 8 tables still available. So you're in good shape if that's something that interests you. So overall, the information on delivery of this product is great, and I have very high confidence that they will deliver this product near their estimated delivery time. And I can assure you, if for some reason something came up, these guys will stay in touch and make sure you know what's going on, why something may be delaying the product, and when you can expect it. All right, so I want to talk a little bit in more detail about the pricing. Again, I'm just blown away that these are the prices have stayed the same. Let me pull up a image here. Oh. So if you scroll down and where we get to the table packages, okay, all of these packages here, like the Baker Street package, the Reichenbach Falls, these prices are the same as their last Kickstarter. That's insane to me. Again, that's just really goes to show that these guys aren't, trying to take advantage of the inflation situation to tack on a few bucks. So I'm really impressed with that. Now, the other thing I will tell you is, you may have a little bit of sticker shock, but honestly, if you've been looking at gaming tables, like a traditional wooden gaming table, this is a fantastic price. You're not going to get a full wooden gaming table for anything near that. I mean, you've got other companies out there, they want like several $1,000s for the table, which is a huge investment. The thing about these tables is when you buy them, they're not going to just last for years. They're going to last for generations. The quality of this product, and this is something I'll go into a little bit more in another video when I do my specific review of the product. They are built so tough, so durable. I guarantee I'll be passing this down to my son for him to use with his family one day. So even if you're having a little bit of sticker shock, I'm telling you, this is one of the best products that I've bought. And I'm not talking just in gaming products. I'm talking all products. So, all right, let's see. I got a couple notes here, so bear with me. So these are some of the actual table packages, and then you're going to have a whole bunch of options for the different mats that you can put on the table, which is another really cool thing. You can swap them out. There's different terrain types like grassland, desert, lava type stuff. It's going to give you a lot of playability depending on whatever type of game you're playing. But even if I will tell you, when I was back in the last time, I looked at the mats, and I was like, man, those mats cost a pretty good bit. I mean, I admit I'm a cheap guy. I'm going to try and get stuff as cheap as I can, but the exception is if I'm buying something that truly has quality and is going to last, then I'm okay with it. So I kind of felt like I was taking a little bit of risk. I actually ended up with 4 mats from last Kickstarter. I think I got 2 because of the package deal that I got. And then I added on a smaller mat so I could do a 4x4 setup. And then I got one of the XL mats. And I got to tell you, they're great. They're heavy mats, not like in a bad way, like you won't be able to carry them, but they're heavy. I believe they're 3 millimeters thick. When you flop them on the table, they make a loud sound. I mean, they're not lightweight, so they're definitely worth the money, in my opinion. They also have a double mat bundle, so that's going to be a good way for you to save some money. All right, I don't think I have a picture of that here, but so I wanted to talk about some of the price changes from last Kickstarter to this. Most of the products on here are the same, so I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to touch on the ones that have changed. So the first of these is going to be the chalice holders, the goblet holders. As you can see, last time in 3.5, it cost $80. They're now down to $50. That's phenomenal. That's fantastic. This particular add-on I'm going to get, because I didn't get the wine holders. I don't usually drink wine, but I had a couple times where I did want to drink wine, and I was like, man, I really wish I had them. So I'm getting them this time. Also, just so you know, so this is the bundle. If you buy them individually, those prices have also changed in a direction of them being cheaper. If you buy a single, it's down from $25 down to $15. So definitely check those out. You're getting a phenomenal price for those. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are some of the accessories that you can add on. The first item I want to talk about is the Game Topper mouse pad. You can see I have two images. On the left side are the add-ons from the 3.5 Kickstarter, and on the right are the add-ons for this current Kickstarter. The first of these items, like I said, is the mouse pad. Last time it was just under $5. It's gone up a couple bucks to just under $7. So a little bit of an increase. Probably not a big deal. It's not one of the more important add-ons for this Kickstarter, but if that's something you wanted to pick up, just know your price has gone up a little bit. The next item is the Game Toppers accessory bank. Last time it was just under $20, and as we can see here in 4.0, it's just under 25, so it's gone up $5. Also, not a huge deal. I just wanted to point out, you've got your single and double cup holders. As you note, those prices have stayed the same. And as I mentioned earlier, the goblet holders, the single was just under 25, and now they're just under 15. So those have dropped in price. That's good news for us, particularly me, since that's one of the things I'm looking to get. Okay, next we have the J.J. Burton mat rack and storage bags bundle. This is the 3.5 on the left. You can see these prices here, and the current Kickstarter, it has now gone up, has gone down notably. The prices have dropped between $50 and $80 depending on the size table mat that you're getting. So definitely take a look at that. The next is the rail bundle add-on. So in this particular one, the prices actually went up. And depending on the size, the price increases between $30 and $50. So that one has actually gone up. The next is the accessory rail. The accessory rail has gone down for the homes by $20 and down for the Watson by $10. And that's if you're getting the oak. And then the walnut has gone down $20 for both the homes and the Watson. So another great opportunity. We're getting better prices somehow. So that's fantastic. The leaf extension, the 24-inch XL leaf extension, has gone down $30 in the Holmes and Watson size, and then $50 for the Mycroft. So those prices are for the walnut. You'll notice that the standard and the oak those prices have stayed the same. So the price drop is really only for the walnut add-on. All right, let's keep going. So just a quick refresher there. This is an image of your available table sizes. This is also on the Kickstarter page for your reference. It shows you your different sizes. You've got 2 square tables. That's the Lestrade and the Moriarty. And then we have 4 rectangular tables. That's the Adler, the Watson, the Holmes, and the Mycroft. This is the one that I picked up myself. And keep in mind the leaf inserts, they're 2 feet, so those will all of these tables will can be expanded. Now, I will tell you my experience is, if you're maybe trying to figure out the size you want, again, I have the largest, the Mycroft. I can very, very easily fit 6 on this table. That gives everybody plenty of playing space. That's usually 2 on each side with 1 person on the ends. If I wanted to, I'm sure I can get 3 on each of the sides and 2 on the ends, so up to 8. I'm sorry, up to 10. But that's going to be snug. Not uncomfortably so, but you're going to be sitting very close to the person next to you. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how many people you're going to get around your table. So these tables that are more narrow, I really don't see you getting 2 people without those 2 people being uncomfortable the whole time you're playing. But maybe I'm wrong. If you have these smaller tables and you have a different experience, please let me know in the comments so that others can see, what your thoughts are. That's just my estimate based on my experience with the Mycroft. All right. So I will say that these smaller tables, they're really good for certain games. Most board games where you're going to have a lot of accessories that you're trying to pick up, like dice and cards, chips, that type of stuff. Everything's pretty much within reach of most of the players. It's also good for games like if you're playing Magic the Gathering or some sort of TCG game where you regularly have to be able to look at what your other players have on their board, or you're passing cards back and forth to see what they do. Those are really convenient. And of course, the larger ones are good for all sorts of games. If you're into role-playing games like D&D or Pathfinder, you're going to have tons of space for laying out terrain and having your battles. Or if you are playing Warhammer, lots of space for setting up your buildings and your terrain effects. So this comes in handy. And again, if you're going with the bigger table, if it has the leaf insert, like my Mycroft came with 1 leaf insert, I can take that down, and now basically I have a Moriarty, so I can switch and use that when I'm playing games where it's more appropriate to have a smaller playing space. So let's talk about, so there was one other package that is new in this Kickstarter, and that is the young Sherlock. Let me scroll up to that real quick. It's a smaller table, but it looks like they are, there's legs that come with that are going to be, that have wheels on it. So if you need a table that you can move around pretty easy, this might be a very good option for you as well. So check that one out. This is their newest table. All right, so moving on, also besides the young Sherlock table being new, we have a ton more of new mats. A lot of them are displayed here in the stretch goals. Let's see if I can get to see if I can find there we go. Okay, so this is a quick look at all the different mats you can see. You can get just plain colors if you want. There's a wood grain, which is really good and versatile for most games. There's mats that provide you sort of a terrain background, like Dungeon, or now the new Water, the new Starfield, Volcano, Green Terrain. These are all great. You won't have to put down as much ground terrain in your game setup, so that's pretty cool. And then there's some that are just really scenic and cool to look at, and they're going to impress your guests for sure. So 10 of these are brand new mats. I'll let you go through the Kickstarter and see all those. The new ones are going to be listed in the stretch goals. Let me see if I can snap to that real quick. So one of them is the Starfield. We've got the Nature Mat, Desert Dunes, Mars, Ancient Egypt, Baseball Highlights, Lost Worlds, and looks like maybe a larger crimson red or black. So look those over. I haven't looked into those too much specifically myself. So I want to talk about the couple of the add-ons that the new accessories. There's dining covers for the Mycroft table. They didn't have that in the last Kickstarter, so if you picked up a Mycroft and you wanted to get covers for that, you can get them now. They also have dining cover storage bags, which I was kind of surprised to see that they didn't have that last Kickstarter, as far as I can tell. The other thing that's really was pretty neat is that they have the designer. There it is. Sorry, flipping around there. This designer art series that puts the artwork on the rails. That's really cool. That just enhances your table even more. There's a mat storage caddy. So I think that's down in maybe stretch goals. Yeah. So right here, this is a mat storage caddy. So it's going to be a convenient way for you to hang your bags up or carry them around. There's a double game tote right here. That wasn't offered last time. They just had the single game tote. And then there's miscellaneous items like the dice. Well, they did that last time. The Game Toppers enamel pin and the heavyweight Game Toppers medallion coins. So just a couple extra cool things if you're looking to get those. Now, the couple add-ons that I plan to get, the first is this turntable back for the accessory caddy. Now, I will tell you, the accessory caddy will rotate on the mat without this pretty well, but this will definitely make it even easier. So at a price of just under $10, I'm definitely picking that up. It'll certainly be worth it. The next is the goblet holders. Let's see. Oh, yep, there we go. So I'm going to be picking this up. Like I said, I mentioned before, that's something I need to add. I'm going to be picking up these two mats, the water and the battleground mat. My preference, the scenic mats are really cool, but to me, I think it's a little better bang for your buck. I'd rather invest in the mats that I can use for terrain. This water is probably my favorite. If you're playing any sort of naval games, that's really going to be pretty cool to have that as a backdrop. Okay, so there are a couple accessories that I would like to see. I don't know if they're going to show up in this Kickstarter. It's something I had mentioned in one of the lives from last Kickstarter. Is I think it would be really cool to get LED lights that you can attach on the inside playing area. You certainly could just buy the light strip yourself, but Berkey and Josiah are pretty good at in their designs, and they probably would have a little better professional solution for getting LED lights in there. So if you've done LED lights in your table, I'd love to hear in the comments how you did that or what you used, because that obviously really makes the game table stand out a lot more. The other thing is I'd like to see some sort of like a blinder system for the cards. So one thing, I don't know if you've noticed in this, each of these tables will have like there's a small slot where you can stand up your playing cards. The problem is if you're on the long table, you got someone sitting next to you, they can see your cards. So I don't myself have the specific solution for that, but having some sort of a blinder to protect your cards would definitely be an accessory I would pick up. That's one thing I've noticed is sort of missing. And then the last I would say is a component tray that maybe sits on top of the rails of the table, like sort of a bar that you can keep all the way at one end, but if someone on the other side of the table needs accessories, you can just slide the whole thing down. Now, of course, if you got dice towers up, they're going to be in the way. That wouldn't work. But, one thing I know in playing my games, a lot of times it's one person passing all the accessories back and forth. A sliding rail might be a cool thing to do to help fix that. So, as far as the stretch goals, I'll just click on these real quick. We've reached a whole lot of them already. All of these stretch goals have been unlocked, as you can see. And where we stopped at should be, we've got the Mars mat unlocked. We've unlocked Ancient Egypt. And so now we're pushing to get this baseball highlights tourney mat. We have the Lost Worlds and several more still to go. A lot of it's the mats. But like I said, I think we're going to hit all of this. So if you're seeing something towards the end, don't fret. I feel pretty confident most, if not all, of this is going to get unlocked just like it was last time. So a couple of things with the stretch goals that we've already unlocked, which are important. The early fulfillment. So if you were looking to get those tables in January, that's been unlocked. You can do that. Also, there's some of the stuff that's getting unlocked that's free is a 19-piece accessory package at, let's see, that you get. Yep, here it is. So this has been unlocked. This is going to be added in to your table package. So you're already just getting the table package. You're going to get these items. So that's pretty good. Some of the new items that are being offered in this Kickstarter. The first is the leg kick for the Young Sherlock table. That's now available. And again, that's pretty cool because it has the wheels on the bottom for moving it around. There's a new double mat bundle. Don't miss out on that. That's a great way to save money and get a couple mats. And you're going to want different mats. Trust me on that. Depending on whatever game you're playing or just to change things up. The designer art rail series, that's brand new. The dining covers for the Mycroft. Like I said, a bunch of the new mats. I've already covered that. The double storage bags, the double mat storage bags, a mat storage caddy. Let's see if I did talk about that. And the accessory bank. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. There's a lot to this Kickstarter. I didn't cover exactly everything as this video is already getting kind of long. So hopefully this analysis is maybe giving you a little bit more insight, particularly with the pricing and what's available, and maybe give you some ideas of, you know, what exactly you want to get from this. So let me know if I missed anything important, or if maybe I got something wrong on the pricing. I tried to look pretty diligently. So, but if you catch me, let me know, and I'll make an adjustment in the comments. Also, you can check out my other video I just put up a couple days ago, showing how to break down the smaller version of the Mycroft table, the 4x4, and then set it back up as the full 4x6 Mycroft table. That's available on my channel. And then I also plan to put out one more video related to this Kickstarter. And that's just going to be a general review of each of the pieces. I want to try and get you all like nice 3D, three-dimensional 360 views of some of the accessories. Try to give you a little bit of demonstration of the toughness of these products. So yeah, so that's it. Just my final thoughts on this. If you don't watch anything else, this is probably one of the best Kickstarters that you're going to see this year. These products are 100% worth the money, in my opinion. So if you have any thoughts on this, I'd love to hear the different table packages that some of you are looking to get, particularly if anyone's looking to pick up the new Young Sherlock Holmes. That would be interesting. So thank you all for your attention, and enjoy your gaming day.